Hi guys, I'm back. Seems like forever ago since I posted a video here. But believe me, I haven't been slacking off. I've got an upgrade from Spirit and boy was it massive. But during this time of shifts and timeline jumps, you all know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, on to the most recent spiritual hijinks. I have previously mentioned, my love of jazz has been a lifelong connection to family roots. This is why you have seen music videos I have curated through my oldest profile, Black Dragon Jazz, which had sat idle since 2012 when it was first created. Like everything else in my life, Spirit whispers and nudges, but free will being what it is, sometimes makes us heal our shadow before we can truly embrace who we are at our core. Get out of our own way and honor our gifts without shame or fear of what others may think. Shrinking ourselves to fit the social narrative. Yeah, that's not going to happen here anymore. Having said all that, it's time to share the recent musical shenanigans. And by recent, I mean in the last 48 hours. I'm still shaking my head and laughing at all of this. Okay, so here I am, doing something that I don't usually do. Getting so busy, I forget to create the Saturday jazz drop for the channel. But here I was, doing it at the last minute. Well, one of the issues I've been having was creating and exporting the video to YouTube. Once the video was uploaded, the music on the timeline for play was cutting off before the end of the song. Now, that's not the way it sounded when it was finished, but that's what happened during the show. As I have told you before, it's not unusual for me to see and hear spirits. But this actually was one of the rare times when I can honestly say, yep, this is a new one even for me. So, I'm out on the porch having a cigarette. Yes, I smoke, don't judge. Anyway, I'm thinking to myself, why does this crap keep happening with my videos? There were a million thoughts going through my head at once. All of a sudden I hear, I can help you with that. Telepathically I say, and you are? He responded, oh, my name is Tom. He then began to explain with expert understanding what was happening and why. Now my energy was grounded and protected, so there was no fear of a trickster spirit. Additionally, I was able to confirm independently everything he had said to me. Now, it turns out Tom, while here on the physical plane, was a soundboard engineer. The ones that do all of the equalizing for music production. Well now, how lucky was I to have attracted an actual professional from the spirit realm to come help little old me for free. When I tell you, spirit interaction never gets old, it never gets old. While we were attempting to fix the issues with the program I was using, I was thanking Tom for his much-needed assistance. His response caused me to get upset. He said, I'm here to serve. My immediate thought was, and I said as much. Oh, no, we have no slaves here. Co-help, co-create, assist, but no slaves. I don't know why that was my first reaction, but it was. It was then that I hear another voice, soft, sweet, and feminine. No, Michelle. Tom is here to be of service. At that point, I felt really stupid. Again, I don't even know why being a slave was even a thought. I apologized to Tom for my misunderstanding his words. The rest of the time we spent working on production, Tom actually shared some things with me about soundboard engineering. He explained that musicians hear the music with their hearts and the passion they have for it. Sound engineers listen for frequency balance. He said it can be two sides of the same coin, but from different vantage points, which I could totally understand. Frequency plays a bigger part in our existence than most people realize. A classic example was the story I told about the leprechaun, the unicorn, and the three natives. My frequency was an exact match to theirs, which is why we connected. When you're dealing with the spirit realm, everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. During the music curating process for the show, I always play the music all the way through before it lands as what is known as an asset on the timeline. I never use vocals as assets. For me, it's strictly music. But Tom had mentioned making last night's show a special eclipse edition. He said, the energy of this eclipse is going to be heavy duty and you should mark that. Besides, he said, you never know what surprises may show up. Okay, so I'm thinking, what does he know that I don't? But he's the expert, so I'll defer to him. I made the show the eclipse edition and prayed nothing too outlandish would happen. But my life is outlandish, so what's new? I'm sure you are already thinking, yep, something is going to happen. And you would be absolutely correct in that assumption. Midway through the show, a female vocalist made an appearance. What the actual hell is this? There was no music with vocals that were put on the timeline. Mind you, this only showed up during the show, not before, in the playback pre-check. I had no choice but to roll with it. I thought, wonder what else is in store for me? So, towards the end of the hour-long show, I hear something else that catches my attention. It's the sound of an old-school jazz vibraphone. Yes, the sound is like that of a xylophone, but the difference is a vibraphone has metal bars, whereas a xylophone has wooden ones. As I am listening to this, my mind flashes to a master jazz vibraphone and percussionist, Lionel Hampton. I got really excited because it brought back so many wonderful memories for me. My parents taught me to love jazz as a child, and I in turn taught my sons the love of it also. Just then, while thinking about him, a voice said, "Thank you for remembering me." Lionel Hampton spent a lifetime doing what he loved most, playing jazz. Even after a stroke in 1991, he continued to play until 2002 when at the age of 94 he passed away. I then found out from Tom he had engineered an album for Lionel once. Interesting how we don't know what we don't know until we do. So, besides the female vocalist, Lionel Hampton, and Tom, another interesting thing happened during this Eclipse edition that I didn't curate. A blues segment snuck in as well, and I am not a blues fan. This was not a timeline asset either, but there it was, with all the others. More spiritual hijinks for sure. Thanks for stopping in for another story of spiritual hijinks in the Woo Woo Room.